All right, let's get her started then. You know what? Plays and plays are on fire. What is going on? This is staying in the video.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I messed that up. I don't care, because one thing we didn't mess up last week was our picks. How are we doing today, my friend?
Doing pretty well this week. I mean, that was a huge dub for the Bills. Josh Allen showing that maybe he should be back in that MVP conversation. Probably not, but he didn't make the Pro Bowl, did he?
No.
Damn. Imagine getting snubbed from the Pro Bowl and being the highest salary on DraftKings. That is what Josh Allen is doing these days. So, exciting week for us. Christmas was good. Boxing Day games were an awesome time. Christmas Day games were an awesome time. We had some crazy storylines this week, but awesome week in the NFL. And we're back for another week of plays and plays because of the uncertainty of COVID.
Yeah, you got that right. A lot of crazy things happening. Not only people sitting because of COVID, but the Chargers losing badly to the Texans.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, like I forgot to mention, I am your co-host, Gordo Gamble, joined by this beauty of a man here, Keyroad. And doesn't matter what order we're getting in, because it's time to make some more money. I'm hyped. I'm loving the slate, and I say we don't waste any more time. Let's get it started. Quarterback position, like you mentioned, our boy Josh Allen, sitting at the top of the price range, 8K. Ideal matchup against Atlanta. But let's get some variety in here for you, because that's going to be a very popular option. Aside from Allen at the top of the slate, Tom Brady against the Jets. Yes, please. Kyler Murray's going to be in a high-scoring affair against Dallas. Him or Prescott, both good options. But if you want some value this week, Keyroad, Carson Wentz, 5.7K. Am I crazy? Yes.
Yeah, a guy that we like lower down is Carson Wentz. And you might be saying, Carson Wentz, this guy sucks. But although he has been pretty up and down this season, I mean, in games that have been competitive, he's done pretty well. But this week, going up against the Raiders, we expect that to be a pretty competitive game. And we expect him to be able to put up some good numbers here. So a guy that we like down there at 5,700.
Yeah, completely agree. And then you look up a bit, Jalen Hurts, he played Washington 2 weeks ago and went out there and put out 29 points. Now he's facing them again this week. I think he has the opportunity to do it again. He's going to be a sneaky play of mine at 6.6K. But like you mentioned earlier, plays this week because of the uncertainty of COVID. I don't want to fade many people just because I want to leave it open to everyone. As always, make sure you're following us on Twitter at GamblesGordo, at PlaysFade to see who we are playing. Other than that, though, Russell Wilson against Detroit may have an opportunity, but I really do like Carson Wentz down low.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys up at the top of the slate that are great options. As we said, Allen, Mahomes probably has a good game, Brady, Murray, Stafford. Those guys at the top are safe bets to put up good numbers. So you can pay up for that, or you can take one of those value plays that we have down low. Moving on to the running back position, the first guy that we're going to talk about is going to be Ronald Jones II. We talked about him last week with Fournette out. This guy is now the RB1, and he showed it this past week, putting up 16 points in that win over Carolina. This guy showed that he's going to get those touches, he's going to get those carries, and he's going to put up those points. 16 points is good value, and $6,300, we think this guy definitely has an ability to put up big numbers, especially against the Jets this week.
Yeah, he did great for us last week. I expect him to do the same thing here. We're looking at other options down low, too. I think that either Eli Mitchell or, if he's sitting, Wilson will have a good matchup here against that Houston defense. Sure, we've been running our mouths a lot saying it. Chargers didn't capitalize on it, but Jackson did really, really well in that backfield, and Eli Mitchell and Wilson, again, whoever's starting, had an opportunity to do that just again this week. Somebody else we're liking is Antonio Gibson, 5.9K, facing Philadelphia. Again, just like Hurts, last time they played each other, which was 2 weeks ago, 18 points. I really like that as well. And finally, one last person we're going to mention too, Sanders is hurt. So for that same Philadelphia team, there's going to be an empty hole in that backfield. If Howard is out, again, apologize for all these maybes, but if Howard is out, Boston Scott has a smash matchup here. I think he does really, really well at a low price tag. But looking up at higher in the slate, can't go wrong with Jonathan Taylor this week, 9K, rightfully so. Alvin Kamara, sneaky look at 7.9, just because he's facing Carolina. He has an opportunity to do very, very well this week. But this is a spot where there's a lot of mid-value guys with a lot of opportunities to do very, very well, just like Damian Harris as well. So throwing out a lot of names, but running back position is a really, really good one to find that value and be very versatile this week. Moving right along to the wide receiver position, and you can make an argument for any of these top guys. Cooper Kupp, obviously been a great option. Samuel and Diggs, both against weaker teams, great matchup as well. And Tyreek Hill in a smash spot if Kelce doesn't play once again. But let's look a bit further down. To stack with our quarterback, Michael Pittman Jr. is a great option, but one we're liking the most at this mid-range this week is going to be Amora St. Brown. Tell us a bit more about him.
Yeah, I mean, St. Brown has had a couple of huge weeks in a row. Over 90 yards the past 2 weeks of play, 23 points one week, 26 points the next. He's getting the targets these days, and at $6,000, that's a value. A guy that we really like this week because he's shown the past couple weeks that he could put up some big numbers for you.
If you look a bit further down the slate, another core play of mine is someone who just got reinstated off the COVID list, probably the biggest bust of the 2021 fantasy season, in Allen Robinson. The guy's sitting at 3.8K. He was originally at a price tag of 6K to start the year, and now reinstated off an injury and a couple bad weeks. He's at 3.8K. This guy still has the opportunity to do very, very well to finish off the year, and he has the opportunity to do that against someone in the Giants defense. This is the perfect bounce back spot for him. Another value play we got to mention, same guys last week. Treadwell, great option for Jacksonville, and you look a bit higher up in the slate too. Another one that we could look at in the middle too could be someone in DJ Moore. If Sam Darnold is playing again, opportunity to do very, very well. 5.6K, facing someone new, New Orleans. Great opportunities to do well again. And finally, like we mentioned, anyone up top is a good steal to fill in your lineup. Anywhere from Cooper Kupp to Keenan Allen, all great options up there.
Moving on to the tight end position, just like with all of them, I mean, those guys at the top are probably going to be worth that high salary. So if you want to pay up, you can, especially if a guy like Kelce is playing. I mean, he's shown to be an absolute tank on the field recently. So definitely a good option if he ends up playing. Stay tuned on Gordo Gamble's Twitter to see if we are playing him. But moving down a little bit lower, if you want a little bit more value here, a guy like Dallas Goedert, definitely a good matchup this week against that Washington football team. And 5.1K, definitely good value if he has one of his big weeks, which obviously we know he can have. Moving down even further to a guy that we like Everett down there at $4,100, going up against Detroit. I mean, obviously it's Detroit, not the greatest defensive team in the league. And Everett definitely has the ability to do well. Obviously, getting thrown to by Russell Wilson can be a good thing for your offensive numbers. So another guy that we like a little bit farther down there in the price range.
And Everett's playing without Disley there as well. More opportunities for him in the red zone. But yeah, like you mentioned, this is a big, big week for tight ends. A lot of more expensive players, and rightfully so. Andrews, Kelce, Kittle, can't go wrong with either of them. I like those options up top. Loving Goddard and Everett, like you mentioned. Last but not least, we can talk about the defense and special teams positions. Can't go wrong with either of the top three teams. Buccaneers, Patriots, 49ers, all with very, very good matchups this week. Dating with the Bills, 3.5K. But someone we are really, really liking this week is going to beat the Bears. Tell us a bit more about him.
Yeah, the Bears this week, $3,200, and we know that the Bears defense isn't necessarily that bad. It's their offense that struggles more so, especially when all of their QBs get hurt. But this week going up against the Giants, that's a pretty good matchup. The Giants are a little bit more limited in their offensive weapons, so definitely a team that we like more. Moving down even a bit farther, another sneaky team near the bottom that we like is the Miami Dolphins. $2,800, not too much farther down than the Chicago Bears, but they're playing a Tennessee team which has been struggling recently. Their offense is inconsistent to say the least, so a team that we think could put up some big numbers. Last week they put up 9 points against the Jets. A few weeks ago, 23 points against Carolina. So obviously the Dolphins have been on a bit more of a roll recently, and definitely have the ability to put up some big numbers against this shaky Tennessee offense.
And with that, we're done yet another episode of the Plays and Plays NFL season. Thank you guys for keeping with us despite all the COVID news, despite all these crazy things happening. We're still having fun on Sundays, and we're glad you guys are checking out the video. Make sure you guys hit the like button below. Subscribe to the channel because UFC is starting up soon, and there's only a few weeks left in NFL to make some money. So thank you guys for tuning in. You can check us out on Twitter at GamblesGordo, at PlaysFades.
A bit of a lighter week again for us over this holiday season. We hope you guys are all enjoying your holidays, however you celebrate those, and still maybe making a little bit of money on the NFL on the side. But yeah, we hope that's going well. And yeah, as you said, soon we'll be back into UFC, back into everything big. But for now, we hope you enjoy your plays.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, and let's make some money.
Ding.